Hey guys, real quick before we get into the episode, don't forget to
like us on Facebook at facebook.com/HellaAverageGaming. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/HellaAverageGaming, average spelled AVG. Subscribe to us on YouTube.
Follow us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/HellaAverageGaming. Listen to us on Stitcher, check us out on iTunes, and make sure to listen to us on Google Play.
And with all that said and done, let's get to it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the 104th episode of the Hella Average Games Cast. And for those of you that can't do math, that's right, we're on 2 years of getting together every single week talking about video games. How fucking wild is that I talk to you two fucks every week for 2 years?
Wait, man, I'm doing the math here. Wait, 52 plus 52 is 5,252.
Damn, Jeremy. You're a goddamn genius.
That's terrible math, Jeremy, but I appreciate your gumption. How many times have you said, I don't want to get on here tonight, but we're going to talk about fucking video games? We got the masses to appeal to, because that's what I do every single week.
I was about to say, I've done it at least 104 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually look forward to these nights. I'm glad you guys really don't enjoy it that much. Cool. Peace out. Hella average. Out.
But no, we're here. We're back for our 2-year episode. It's crazy. And we do the same thing we do every single week. We talk about what we've been playing. That's our outlet. That's our hobby. That's what we enjoy talking about. And then we talk about the news. And we're going to do the same thing now. But we just want to start out by saying thank you. Thank you for listening. In the first year, just as a full, let's be totally transparent. Our first year, we got 1,200 listens for the whole year. This year, we're at 4,000 listens. And it's crazy. Like, we have grown so much. 4,000 may not seem a lot to some people, but to us, it's a huge milestone. So thank you for listening. And we're starting to get more feedback every week. It's crazy. Jeremy texts us all the time. Hey, so-and-so, somebody talk to us on our YouTube channel.
I know. It's just an event at that point. Good or bad, I don't care. It's just confirmation that we exist.
So thank you. I think it's from the bottom of all of our hearts. Thank you for listening. We're not perfect, but we don't try to be. We just try to talk about video games. That's what we're here for.
Hey, except for my math skills, I'm perfect.
Yes. Jeremy is the only perfect one here. So again, thank you from the bottom of my hearts. But no more mushy shit. I mean, we do that for a little bit. It's kind of a special. We got a lot of shit to talk about. We're going to be here for a while, so buckle the fuck up. Because we're coming hard this week. We're going to talk about everything. Good, bad, in between. But before we get into the nitty-gritty, let's just talk about what we've been playing, what kind of week we've had in gaming. And I'm going to let Carmin start it out. What you got, buddy?
It's been the same stuff as per usual. So I've been playing Rocket League, leveling up my Rocket Pass. Actually got to finish that out before Wednesday. I'm slacking. I've gone 100% every week on the challenges. So got to step that game up. And then I've been grinding the shit out of the Division. I'm really enjoying fighting in the dark zone, other than when some people are sweating us for no reason. And the grind's just been a blast. It's been a lot of fun. And that's really it. I'm playing Tap Titans as we speak.
How's that raid going? How'd you do the other week?
The raids are going well. We're in like a farming cycle where we do the same raid over and over until we can beat it in 3 turns. So every turn is 12 hours and you get 3 attacks. So across our 50 members, we're trying to just get it all leveled out.
On the scale, so as far as mobile gaming goes, I put it on a different scale as you do with AAA games, but is Tap Titans, in your opinion, like the pinnacle of mobile gaming?
No. This game is, I think it's good because it's addicting, but in terms of like best mobile games, I think that like Monument Valley probably takes the cake as one of the best games on mobile.
Just weird, because I always hear you talking about Tap Titans. I never hear you mention any other mobile game.
Well, it's because I beat Monument Valley 1 and 2, and I just play Tap Titans every day. It's a game that requires you to be involved.
And me and Jeremy, we're in the same boat. Like we don't know. We don't mobile game at all. So Jeremy didn't have a mobile phone until 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's a good game overall, but I wouldn't say it's the pinnacle of mobile gaming.
I think there's a bad taste in people's mouths because, like, when you think mobile gaming, you think this model of pay to, you get 8 turns when you run out, but you can buy 2 more turns with 18 gold, that kind of thing. I think that model gets old to people.
Yeah, but in this game, in Tap Titans, you don't have to pay to win. You can.
That's pretty cool. That's rare.
You can, but you can get to the end of the game without paying a dime. I'm not saying I've paid or not paid, but...
That's pretty rare, though, honestly. Like, a lot of the games that come out, they're like, oh, you used up all your turns. Wait at 24 hours or give me $10.
Yep. I mean, that's a pretty standard model in mobile.
I'm glad you're liking it, because if we didn't have you, we'd have to find a mobile gaming guru, and that would just be fucking terrible.
Well, I'm glad that you guys found a reason to keep me.
Well, most people that play mobile games are douchebag anyway, so...
Oh. Damn. That Carmin guy, he's a total douchebag.
Hey, he said most, not all.
All right, Jeremy. How you been, buddy? You been doing okay?
Well, considering I've been working every day since our last podcast, I actually was able to get an acceptable amount of gaming.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, tell us about it. Shit.
Yeah, I did some mobile gaming myself on my Switch.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Played some more Castlevania games. I actually managed to beat Bloodlines yesterday morning, so ready for me. Little clap here.
Was it a tough beat, or was you like, I got this again?
It was. Well, I never played it before, so this is all new to me.
I thought this one you played before. Okay.
So Jeremy finished a game that he's never beaten before. Holy shit!
Now I see the importance. Yes, let's get a clap going. Clap, 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 clap.
Yes. Golf clap there. I really liked Bloodlines. It's my favorite game on the collection so far. But it's also pretty easy. I beat it on standard mode or normal mode, and I was telling Carmen before the podcast, it told me afterwards to try expert mode, which I'll probably do because there's a second playable character you can do, and I want to see how he plays out. It was about 7 stages. The final stage, I thought, though, I didn't like they did like the Capcom boss rush thing, where you had to fight all the bosses again, and then you had to fight Death, and then you had to fight Medusa, and then you had to fight Dracula in 3 different forms. So it was kind of a pain in the butt. They were but they weren't challenging. They were just time consuming. But it was the only low spot in the game so far. I also played some more Super Castlevania 4. I'm getting towards the end of that. I think I only have maybe one more level left of the one I'm on, at least according to the map on there. And I think I also played a little bit of Castlevania The Adventure 2, which is the second Game Boy game. I think I beat the first 2 levels on that, so not too bad. I like it so far.
Getting a lot of Castlevania in.
Yeah. It's Switch is right there. I can turn it on for 5 minutes, play, and turn it off and go do something. I also turned on my PS4 today.
Whoa! What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Because, as it turns out, All Might is now available for Jump Force without a season pass.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I downloaded that sumbitch, turned it on, and I played a couple rounds with him, and I was Delaware smashing, Denver smashing, Detroit smashing, Houston smashing, and United States is smashing.
All the smashing.
All the smashing.
So All Might is fun.
He's fun. Like I was telling, he's got I think Detroit smash, where he punches the ground and causes a hurricane or a tornado. He does Carolina smash, where he charges at you and does like the cross chop. He does I think it's Delaware smash, where he spins around and he like clotheslines you. And then of course his ultimate is United States of Smash, which is fucking sick. Even after he finishes you off, he does the little like fist in the air, like in the anime. Super cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
Did they hit him with the little like teeth shimmer too? You know?
No, they didn't. Actually, should. Well, maybe if he went around, I was just in training. But that'd be cool if he does. If he does like little like the thumbs up and the teeth shine, just like yes. But I will say his opening quote was just like, I don't know if you're heroes or not, but anyway, we are here. I'm like, fuck yeah, fucking love All Might.
So I wonder what made them decide to do it without the season pass.
Well, they always do that. With the season pass, people get it like a week early.
Man, I just felt like the season pass came out like 2 weeks ago or something.
I think it came out last week.
Okay.
Well,
so it's a short season pass part then. Okay.
Well, it was available at launch as a season. You could buy the season pass at launch, but they just released the characters last week, and they just now released them for individual download. So
you got to remember, Jeremy was skeptical about this game, and then at launch he pulled the trigger.
Yeah, and we were actually hyped about it, and then I kind of backed off, and, you know.
I'm still enjoying it. Still, like, I was thinking about it at work. I'm like, it's not as good as I hoped it would be, but it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
Like, it kicks the shit out of J-Star's Victory versus Plus. That's for damn sure.
That was a tough one.
That's the greatest goddamn game ever created, Jeremy. You watch your mouth. That's right up there with Mahjong.
I know.
That was a tough one, man. That's a tough one to learn.
But I will say, though, I'm glad I didn't get the season pass, because after looking at that leak, I only want about half the characters. Like, I can give two shits about Seto Kaiba or Biscuit Kruger. I said it was Freddy Krueger.
I like Biscuit Kruger. I mean, for what she was in Hunter x Hunter, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just don't like Hunter x Hunter. And then, like, even the only other Dragon Ball character they're adding is Majin Buu, and I'm just tired of Buu. They didn't even specify if it's going to be Fat Buu, Kid Buu, Super Buu. Maybe if it's Super Buu. But I think it's going to be Fat Buu again. I'm like, I'm tired of him. I'm tired of his shit.
Yeah. Majin Buu is kind of played out as far as Dragon Ball Z goes. We need some new characters. I mean, there's so many good anime characters that just don't get introduced into these games.
Well, like, I like that they're going to add Grimmjow from Bleach. Remember him, the Rankar guy?
Yeah, he was the main Rankar villain, right?
He's the blue-haired one. He wasn't the main one.
Yeah. The one that actually fought Ichigo.
Yeah, but I thought that was a cool addition.
Wait, yeah, that's okay.
And then Hitsugaya will also be there from Bleach. And, of course, Law. Gotta get Trafalgar Law. Yeah, gotta do that room.
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of cool-ass characters, especially when you get to the top 3 animes or top 4 animes.
Oh, yeah.
And it gets limited. I mean, the ones you always see. You always see the Gokus and the Vegetas.
Exactly.
Narutos and the Sasuke's or the Ichigos and the fucking Bakuyas or whoever it is. You know.
Are you telling me Dragon Ball Fighter Z has like 8 different Gokus? I don't believe
No.
that. No. I will say that I will be downloading Bakugo as soon as he's available.
And he's cool in the anime. I just, there's other cool ass characters too. Like, why hasn't Kenpachi been in a fucking badass fighter yet?
Dude, yes. I'd love to have Kenpachi there. God, yeah.
There's a lot of characters in animes that are kind of built for video games that we don't see there. Kenpachi being one of them. He'd be perfect for a video game.
Dude, his ultimate would just be he uses 2 hands.
Yeah, absolutely.
Two-handed slash.
Man, it's a miss.
I know. Dude, I would love it too. Not only he was there, but if what's her face was always hanging off his shoulder.
Oh yeah. Oh god, I can't remember her name now. It's been so long.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So are you going to play some more with All Might? Is that going to be kind of your? Is it going to keep you coming back to the game?
I might actually. It kind of got me. I didn't have a chance to play it very long because I got home around 4. I got home around 5. Had to eat, so I really just kind of booted up just to try them out. But I liked it. And it kind of was getting me back into it a little bit. So I probably might start playing it again. I got the next couple days off, so I can fuck around with that.
Very cool. Very cool. Was that it, or did you get your old school gaming in and a little bit of new fighting games in?
Nah, that was pretty much it. I was gonna say I'm starting to get a little played out on the old Super Nintendo for right now. I've been playing it for like 2 months straight, so I'll probably put that to the rest.
Yeah, you got on that old school kick for a long time. That was kind of your main gaming console for a while.
Yeah, and I still got the old school with the Castlevania stuff, but I'm starting to wanting to get more new school again. I keep looking at Sekiro every day, hoping for a price drop, and it's still hanging around $50.
I've been thinking about that game too. It's been on my mind.
I'm like, dude, if it just gets down to $40, I'll bite that bullet and just get it. $10 more. Come on.
There hasn't been a game that's came out other than a Division that is on my radar like Sekiro.
Same here.
So I'm anxious to get it down. I'm gonna start playing it soon. I think when we get that price drop, I think $40 is the number.
I might need to go back and Devil May Cry 5 also. I still haven't gotten.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
I played it pretty much solely, exclusively the Division.
Okay.
I've been doing that grind with Carmin. We've actually been getting on pretty much every night, going straight to the Dark Zone, and we've got a pretty good squad and pretty good layout. So we actually basically farm what's called landmarks. So you go to certain areas that are marked with a fist on the Dark Zone, and you basically clear out a bunch of elites. And you get gear, and then once you get 8 pieces of contaminated gear, you go do your extraction. But we can go through a landmark in probably, I would say, 2 minutes. We're pretty good at that. So we're getting a lot of gear. So what we tend to do is get on and do about 3 hours of that. And it is some of the most fun I've had in the Division so far. It's crazy cool.
How close are you to finishing that build? I didn't get on last night.
I didn't get on last night either. Probably, I'm missing 2 pieces of gear I'm doing a new build for those people who don't know. It's going to be basically a lifesteal build. So as long as I'm getting hit and as long as I'm hitting people, I'm essentially, in theory, not going to die, right? There's 4 stats that I need. I've got 2 out of the 4. And then once I get those, I just need to tweak a few things. So I'm 2 pieces of gear away from getting my 4 main attributes. And then once I get that, I've got to tweak. I need to build up some things. But I could theoretically run the build off 2 pieces of gear at about 60% efficiency. So, in YouTube, and I love looking at builds and shit. I think it's awesome. So I found this guy who ran this build, and he was soloing 6-man groups or 4-man groups in the Dark Zone. It's crazy. So that's what I've been going towards. And obviously when I'm playing with Carmin and Will, if they're not going for this build, so any gear that I need, they just drop for me. So it helps. I got 2 other people helping me.
Yeah, I charge them like $3 a piece of gear that I share, so I've made about $400 in 2 nights.
They just don't understand the blowjobs that are involved in this.
And we're talking about dicks.
Aren't we always?
Basically.
But yeah, so Division's been my main grind. I've been having a lot of fun with it.
Have you looked up any other builds that interest you?
No, because my main build I'm pretty happy with. Like my elite killing build, it's pretty good. A few tweaks I want to do, but this is my second build, so I'll probably work on this second build, then I might look at another one. I want to have 3 good loadouts, because you can have 3 presets, so once I get 3, I'll probably be good to go.
Yeah, I forgot about the loadouts. I feel like I need to cache my gear into that, and then...
Yeah, I've got my my main build I'm rocking now is I call it the elite build, and then once I get the other one, I'll call it the lifesteal build.
There you go.
So yeah, the grind's fun. It gets better and better. At this point, there's nothing I necessarily need other than the raid, right? And now I'm just kind of messing around having fun with it. I'm going to continue to do so until I get Sekiro. And then until some other games that come out this year that we're not supposed to come out this year. But we'll talk about those in just a little bit, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. But that's all I got. Y'all got anything before we move on to the fun stuff?
Let's get it.
Let's do it.
All right. We're going to start off hot. We're not going to play around. In 7 days from today, we're recording this on Sunday, the first E3 press conference is going to hit. E3 is in 1 week, and we're going to talk about it. Me and Jeremy kind of got into it a little bit. Carmen was out that week, so we're going to talk about E3. This is not going to be necessarily, it can be predictions, it can be what you think, anything you want. We're not going to label this. This is just going to be E3 talk across the board. So we know that Sony's not going to be there, so we're going to talk about what Microsoft's going to do. Ubisoft, Bethesda, Nintendo, EA, and then I think there's a few others that are coming up. But we're going to get this. What are we going to see in E3? What do we think is going to happen? What's going to be the ups, the downs? This is going to be that chat. So listen close. I'm sure we've got plenty to say. So I'm ready to jump into it. Jeremy, if you want to start us out, tell us what you're thinking about E3. What's going to happen? What are you looking forward to?
Well, I think, first of all, unfortunately, this is the most, I'm the least interested in this E3 than any E3 ever so far. Mostly because of Sony's absence and just the horrible track record of Square Enix. I really think this is E3's, this is Microsoft's E3 to lose, basically. There's almost no way they're not going to have the best E3. I think they're really going to bring this. I think I heard rumor that they said they have 14 first-party titles coming, possibly.
They bought 9,000 studios. 14
I know, so
games should be a cakewalk.
Seriously, so they definitely, I think they're bringing the thunder this year. But really the only thing from them that I know they're working on that I am even remotely interested in is that Battletoads game. But I just have a feeling this is going to be kind of like a cheap budget title. I think they're going to kind of go that crappy Flash animation route, because that's how the trailer, that little teaser kind of looked. Which, but I'm open. I'm definitely open to it. I'm really hoping that they have some surprises under their hood, that they, pull out some amazing, just new shit, just completely new stuff. I'm sure they'll have some Halo. Maybe they'll announce new Gears of War. I don't think they're going to announce anything on the next Xbox. I know Cam's probably looking forward to that, thinking they're going to do that. I think they're going to still keep hush on that. Other than that, my only real hope is that Square brings us some fucking news about Final Fantasy VII. Maybe another trailer, maybe a release date.
They're definitely going to bring a trailer. They've already announced basically when they released it last month that they were going to bring it next.
Another trailer, you said?
More information coming next month was at the end of the trailer, which would have put them into June.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying I hope that that's what they're going to say, a release date. Even if it's just 2020, I'd be happy with that. Just so I can finally have at least a fucking window of when it's coming out. But other than that, I don't care about Bethesda. I will say, though, I think Bethesda is going to have the hardest E3 because they've got a lot of shit to make up for. It's going to be their apology tour.
They have the most scrutiny at this point, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure Ubisoft's going to be the same stuff. Like, Just Dance and Assassin's Creed. Maybe some more stuff on that Beyond Good and Evil. But nothing that's going to interest me particularly. I will say this. I do hope Bethesda gives us more info on Doom Eternal. Because I've already got that pre-ordered and I'm hyped for that. Is there any other group? Oh, EA. Ugh. Yeah. They'll give a shit. I give a shit what they do.
Let's make sure we're not missing anybody. I haven't actually looked at the list. I'm going through the.
So I'm saying I'm just going over who's always there. Because Sony's not going to be there.
Let me get the E3 press conferences pulled up.
So I said Sony's not going to be there. Oh, Nintendo.
Yeah,
they're gonna
Nintendo.
Nintendo.'s gonna phone it in like always. They're gonna save their big stuff for Direct. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna say a little more about that Link's Awakening game, which I'm still excited for. Maybe they'll give us a little last trailer for Mario Maker 2, but I don't think they're gonna have any game reveals. They're gonna keep that stuff for their Directs. But yeah, I think Microsoft's gonna take this one hands down, and then the rest of the companies, they're just gonna be a free for all for just distant second, third, whatever places.
All right, well let me stop you there. Here, let's go over the list real quick, okay?
Okay.
Saturday, and usually don't start on Saturday, so we're going Saturday. We got EA. They're doing their EA Play event. That's going to be starting Saturday. And Nintendo. Nintendo's actually going to be on Saturday this year.
Yeah, that shows you right there. They don't care. They just want to go and get it done, get out of the way.
So obviously Sunday is going to be usually it's Sony and Bethesda. This year it's going to be Microsoft and Bethesda on Sunday, and Devolver Digital is going to be there. So that's pretty cool. They're not usually there. A nice indie publisher doing an actual press conference. That's pretty crazy. Okay, I'm down with it though. Monday we've got the PC Gaming Show. We've got Limited Run Games, so they're the ones who usually go and release physical copies of the digital only games. That's kind of their shtick. They're going to be there, and then Ubisoft and Square. So you got Square, Ubisoft, and Limited Run Games. So you got a pretty packed Monday. PC, Limited Run, Ubisoft, and Square.
I will say I forgot one other thing. I had heard that Arcade 1UP, the fine people who do my arcade machines, I heard they're going to be at E3, and they're rumored to have more machines they're going to release. Okay. And one of them I heard that might possibly be there is a Ninja Turtles 4 X-Men Simpsons arcade cabinet.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah. Which
That's
if I do that...
That's a grab.
I'll say if they do that, I'm going to have
cool.
to sell some... I'm going to sell some fucking furniture to make room because I have to have that in my house.
Very cool.
Also heard there might be an NBA Jam NFL Blitz cabinet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also a grab.
Yeah.
That's a mean grab.
Dude, the only thing keeping me from getting that Mortal Kombat cabinet is the possibility of, one of these other two. In which case, I'm like, shit.
Man.
Jeremy, sell your couch. Just get fucking 3 beanbag chairs.
You guys gotta come over to my house. It's gonna be nothing but arcade cabinets and a bed. That's it.
That's it. You don't need anything else.
I won't even have a fridge. It'll just be another arcade cabinet there. Just have a little cooler in the corner.
But yeah, that's all we got besides, obviously, you're going to end off. Nintendo's doing their actual press conference and the Nintendo Direct showcase. And, Square Enix is the 10th, and then the last actual Direct is Nintendo's on the 11th. So there's not a whole lot going on. I mean, really, there's a few new faces, but it's a couple of indie developers.
Yeah, like I said, I think this is going to be the lightest E3.
So if you're going to rank this E3, Jeremy, overall, everything coming in, what's it getting?
If we're going by a 10 out of 10 being that year that Sony melted the internet,
Right.
and a 1 out of 10 being that year that Nintendo had Wii Music,
Right.
I think this is going to be a 4.
So you're on the lower part of the scale then.
Yeah. Unless Microsoft just like drops the hammer and brings in a bunch of shit we didn't think of, in which case that might bump it up to a 6 just because of them. But
So
I don't see it going higher.
If we're playing tug of war, Microsoft is going to bring the dump truck, is what you're saying.
Exactly. And again, the only reason I'm not going higher is just because Sony not being there, there's no way it can get more than 7 for me. Because this is just based on what I personally care about.
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be lacking 4 out of 10. But could bump up to a 6 if Microsoft has some amazing show with some amazing games. Like I say, if they show Battletoads and it's fucking knocks my socks off, yeah, I'd get behind that.
Carmin, talk to me, buddy.
All right. So we'll just start with the big gun, Microsoft. I think that they are going to bring Halo Infinite to the forefront and really push a game that made the Xbox the Xbox. So I think that they definitely need to bring that. I don't envision seeing Gears 5. I've said that before. I'll say it again. Gears 5 is probably still being cooked up in the lab and needs to stay there. And then Microsoft needs to bring news about xCloud. Their aim at Stadia. xCloud needs to be brought up and needs to come out just as hard as Halo.
I agree with all that.
I think that we won't see a new Forza, which will be a huge surprise. I think that they can take their foot off the gas, so to say. And then on top of that, like all these other little games that they're coming out with, these first-party games, I think they can do a sizzle reel and be done with those.
Okay.
Ubisoft already said they're not showing Assassin's Creed, so that makes my heart melt.
Did they confirm that?
What games do they bring? Do they bring a new Watch Dogs?
If they don't bring Assassin's Creed, then I don't think they bring a new game. I think they start talking about...
Well, I know a game that you would like them to bring.
Well, yeah, but it's not going to come, apparently, so I hear.
So, here are the games that I have listed that Ubisoft should do things. They should do a new Watch Dogs, even though I don't think it was that successful.
Yeah. Second one was...
Go ahead.
But I think the second one was, but definitely not the first.
Yeah, the first one was a total flop.
The second one definitely did better than the first, so that they've been making strides.
Yeah, there could be a Watch Dogs 3.
All right. So that could be there. I think they should bring back Prince of Persia.
Ooh, I'd love that, actually.
Ooh, good call.
Yes, I would love that, yeah.
I didn't know they owned the Prince of Persia title.
They do. They do.
That's pretty cool. They're a good studio to have it. They could fuck with that.
I think that they can work on more Far Cry. I think they can bring more information on the new Far Cry.
People announced Far Cry 6.
Yep.
They just announced New Dawn, which is a standalone game based off the last one, but we'll see. That's just kind of a stretch.
There may be a proper. Who knows?
Go ahead.
If they wanted to, I think The Crew is their racing game. I don't know how well that they've done, but they can bring that. If Xbox isn't bringing Forza, then The Crew will be it will sit in its place until they bring out a new Forza. And then I think that they can bring Splinter Cell.
I would love for them to bring Splinter Cell, but I don't think they will.
It would be one of the highlights of E3.
Oh, absolutely agree. Yes. But I don't think they've done one since, what was it, Black Ops? Or what it was called? I had it on the PS3. It was a good game. Oh, God,
the last Splinter Cell was on the E3 one. Or, excuse me, on the PS3, wasn't it?
PS3
or the last gen console.
Yeah, last gen. I had it. It was good.
So that's all I have for Ubisoft.
All right.
I forgot they even owned half of those games. I forgot all about Splinter Cell.
Oh, especially Prince of Persia. That was a huge... I didn't even think about that.
I love the... Voice. Dude, I'm not going to lie. If they re-release the trilogy for the PS4, I'd buy them. The Sands of Time and all that.
Yeah, those were fucking phenomenal games.
Yeah, I'd buy those.
I want full remakes, though.
Yes, I would prefer full remakes, but I would also buy HD upgrades. But full remakes, fuck yeah.
EA will do what EA does. You'll see Madden. You'll see FIFA. But they definitely need to bring Star Wars.
I was about to say, are we going to see some Star Wars?
They have to. They have to do it.
You thinking a full gameplay trailer?
I'm thinking enough to put a cup of water in your hand. I don't want them to them to just wet your whistle.
Are you thinking this is gameplay footage, or are you thinking trailer?
Trailer.
Okay. All right.
I bet they're gonna have a roadmap for DLC for it before they have an actual trailer.
That wouldn't surprise me, Jeremy. Square, we can go as deep as we want on Final Fantasy VII. The trailer is going to come at E3, the new trailer. If they don't do it then I think they're completely off their rockers.
I agree.
I want to actually see the Marvel game that they're building, Marvel Avengers.
Yes.
Which is so fucking funny to me.
And that's only launching on Nintendo, right?
No, it's PS4.
Yeah, it's PS4.
Nintendo's getting Ultimate Alliance 3.
Ultimate Alliance. Okay. I was getting confused. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is different.
Okay.
Square doesn't make that. That's who makes that?
My bad.
That's
Carry
EA.
on.
That's EA, I think.
And then they can't just let all these other people kick the door in, so Dragon Quest XI comes to the Switch.
Ooh.
Oh, they've already announced that though.
But they go ahead and give us a date.
I think they did.
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna look that up real quick. I thought they did because they.
Back on the Google rabbit hole. Let me see. Dragon Quest XI. Let me see here. I'm doing some Googlage as we speak. It is coming this fall, quote unquote, is what it says.
Also, they didn't give a hard release date.
We don't have a hard date. So yeah, that seems
get a hard
right. We
date.
get a hard date. Yeah,
okay.
That makes sense.
All right, Cam, on to your favorite studio.
Tell me about it.
They're going to give us Doom Eternal.
Okay.
We're going to see more Wolfenstein. And then we're going to get a roadmap for Fallout 76 and all the improvements they're going to make. And I think they're going to write us all a 6-page essay apologizing for such a shitty fucking game.
I want a 500-word essay on why they deserve our forgiveness.
Yeah, so if they don't do that, then fuck them.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. If they actually did do that and gave it to everyone in the audience, I would have to give them props.
But they won't.
No, but that would be kind of cool. That'd be like taking the piss out of themselves, going, "Yeah, we were dicks. We're sorry."
Yeah,
here's a 500-word say. Exactly.
Yeah, Nintendo's gonna do what Nintendo does. I'm in the same boat with Jeremy. I don't think we see any new games other than like Super Mario Maker 2. I think they're doing like a Super Mario Maker 2 Invitational.
Yeah, I see
so it's gonna be like a tournament thing. And then other games that I think that we're gonna see: Cyberpunk 2077.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the Sega Mini will have some light at E3.
Maybe
Borderlands 3.
Maybe at the last 10 games revealed.
Yeah, that would be super cool. And then I think Borderlands 3 will have a decent showing. And then I think
who publishes Borderlands is Gearbox. Is that who does it?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know. They probably won't make.
See, but they don't have to do they don't necessarily have to do the announcement themselves.
They might not make one. I don't know. They might make Microsoft's press conference.
Yeah, that's where I imagine it will come out.
Okay, yeah.
And then just to go back to Nintendo, I imagine we see a Mario Sonic Tokyo 2020 Olympics game.
They need to do something with that, right? Obviously, they need to jump on that.
They're going to do it.
Yeah, they make one every
done the past
Olympics.
few.
Yeah, they need to do something with that. That's too much of a miss if they don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's going to be great, but that's basically my E3 in a nutshell. I think that the conference is on its last leg. But overall, I imagine this conference gets a 6 out of 10.
So you're giving it a 6 out of 10, so you're on the higher end of the scale. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's talk about what I'm thinking. I think Microsoft, we're going to see, let's talk about it because everybody wants to know about Microsoft. We are going to see Battletoads gameplay, possibly a release date. I think this game is further along than most people think, and they're keeping it under wraps for a reason. Last year, Microsoft bought up something like 6 or 7 studios, maybe more. I think we see 2 new IPs from Microsoft at least. Now, I'm not saying 2 AAAs. I'm thinking maybe 1 AAA IP and 1 or 2 indie IPs, brand new, from Microsoft.
Very conservative.
Maybe more, but the reason I'm saying it, I think for a fact we at least, without a doubt, see 1 AAA new IP. Maybe not gameplay, but maybe a concept, in-game footage type thing, right? I think we see Xbox 2, whatever it is. I think we see a picture, something. There's going to be more than just a hint to it. There's going to be a little bit of information to it. We're going to get some time dedicated to the next-gen console.
Damn, that's so bold.
I don't know. Now here, I don't know if it's so. You know how like a lot of times they have it sitting on stage. They pull the rope back and you see this towel come off, and there it is. I don't think we see that. I don't think we see the actual piece of hardware. I think we see it in a trailer showing what it can do, talking about it. Okay, some of the specs it may have, so what it can do, what they plan to do with it. That's what I think we'll see.
I think that I think they're gonna say, yeah, we're working on it, but they're gonna be very vague. They're just gonna do like they've been doing with the PS5. It's gonna be very powerful. It's gonna be able to stream games, some shit like that. But you're not gonna get specifics. You're not gonna get like, it's gonna have a whatever processor and blah blah blah.
2 weeks ago I would agree with you, but now we know the exact processor in the PlayStation 5, what it's rocking, the solid state drive. So we've got specifics on the PS5. I think Microsoft is going to do more than that. Now, again, I don't think we see a physical hardware on the screen. I think we see a trailer. I think it's more than a concept, less than physically there, if that makes sense. We might see a picture of it. Let's put it that way.
I don't think they even have it built yet. I think they just have the idea.
Okay.
Yeah, if we see anything, we see a new like splash screen, like kind of like how like the Xbox symbol comes in.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I think we see it. I think we actually see it.
I think they might have like a code name for it. But they're not.
Yeah, they might call it Xbox Phoenix, whatever the fuck it is. But I think we see it. I think we see something of it. Okay, I do. I really do. Beyond the 2 new IPs, beyond the Battletoads, we're gonna see Gears 5. We have to. It's been 2 years now. We have to see something. We're gonna see Halo Infinity or whatever it is, Infinite. We're probably going to see one of their. I feel like they're going to bring back one of their older IPs, and when I say that, I'm trying to think and dig into something they may have, but I didn't play a lot of Xbox back in the day, but I feel like they're going to try to reinvigorate something, right?
I don't think they have any IPs.
They do, and I want to think of something like back in the day.
They could bring back Banjo-Kazooie.
Maybe, and people are talking about Banjo, and people I think want that a lot.
I would love that.
But I think that they, just like Sony does, they have some old exclusives they haven't used in a while. What's that big one that people like? Fucking Psychonauts. Psychonauts people like a lot.
But that's on Xbox.
It wasn't. It was an Xbox original.
No, it was on PlayStation also.
Are you positive?
I have it on the PlayStation 2.
Are you sure it wasn't an Xbox exclusive? Because I think it was.
No, it was not. It was a third party. It was made by Tim Schafer in his studio.
Now I need to Google because I was always under the impression that it was. Is Psychonauts?
All right. Well, while you Google,
yes, go ahead.
Is Gears 5 enough to make you turn on your Xbox?
No, it's not. Gears hasn't been enough to make me turn on my Xbox for a long time, actually. It's just. I love it, so I'm not going to talk bad about it. When it first came out, it kind of broke the genre, right? You had this cover system that was new and unique, right? And you had this third person over the shoulder shooting that was super fucking tight. And you had this story that was somewhat reasonable, like the Krill, you can't go in the dark, they're going to eat you up, that kind of thing. It was really cool. But I don't think that's enough anymore. I think there's got to be, too many games rely on this sci-fi shooter aspect, right? I think there's got to be something a little bit more there. And I don't think that Gears does it. I really don't. Now, not to say it's not a good game. I think Gears is a fantastic game. But is Gears 5 going to be a console seller? No. Do you think so?
I don't think so anymore. I think back in the day, Gears was a console seller, but
If there's any game that Xbox is known for that's a console seller, quote unquote, it's got to be Halo.
Yeah, that's why they got to double down on it. They got to bring Halo back to greatness. I'm
thinking Halo Infinite is going to be a 6 out of 10 game. In all honesty.
Ooh,
I don't. They're not so. They're not breaking the mold. And I say this, so when Anthem came out, right, I said this tall order, like they have to do something that hasn't been done before. Did they do that? No. That applies across the board. That applies to Halo. Are you going to go just jump in with Cortana and do the same shit you've been doing? No.
I think they just need to tone back Halo to what it was. After Halo 2 and Halo 3, it was like there wasn't anything else that you needed to innovate. You just needed to continue the story along its same track. And then they just changed too many things. It's like, you didn't need all these different powers. The game was literally perfect.
It did great. But, I wonder that when Bungie leaves, did 343 kind of not live up to that hype? Because Bungie had it perfected.
We know they didn't live up to the hype. Look at the fucking games.
I agree. Look at the numbers. And just to butt in, you're right, Jeremy. It was Psychonauts was released on Windows, Xbox, and the PS2. I didn't know it was released on PS2.
I was looking at it too, and you might have gotten confused because it was originally going to be published by Microsoft as an exclusive for the Xbox, but they canceled it.
Okay.
And then they went third party.
Yeah, I thought it was exclusive, but yeah, so it did release on PS2. But I said that to get at this is like they have some things in their arsenal that they can use that aren't just Halo and Gears, right? Forza, yeah. I kind of agree with you, Carmen. They just dropped Forza less than a year ago. Like, let that sit in. Show me some DLC for it, right? Don't show me a new Forza game. I will not be impressed if you came up with a brand new Forza game this fast.
Yeah. Maybe we get Sunset Overdrive too.
Maybe, and Sunset did well for him. It did really good for him.
Yeah, I forgot all about Sunset. So that's good. Yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe we do.
Just hijack your whole thing, Cam.
No, you're fine. No, I love talking and bouncing ideas off. It's like I said, I see a few new IPs, but I see some sequels that maybe that aren't big. A lot of people didn't like Quantum Break, but Quantum Break did okay for them, so maybe we see another one of those.
They've got a lot to do. They've got a tall order to fill with being the biggest at E3.
If Xbox, if they blow this, it will be the biggest whiff in E3 history.
Oh, absolutely agree. They've got so many options available to them. Like, so all these studios, all these games they could possibly make, they just got to bring it, man.
I think there's two things that happen here. I don't think there's an in-between. They come in and whiff because they get too complacent, or they come in and blow the doors off. I mean, swinging. Everything is a swing. You see, what's that game? The one that they bought from with the chick that had the mental health issues. That game that was big.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
They bought that studio, so maybe you see the second
Blade.
Yeah. The Blade of Sasuna, or whatever. Yeah, they bring that one, the second one of that. They might put production on there. You don't know. Like, they could come in swinging. You see these games, and then bam, you're there. And I really do. You show this. You show some new IPs. Let's see some sizzle reels of some indies. Let's see, whatever. Cuphead 2. Who knows? Oh. And then they end it with Xbox 2 or whatever the fuck it is.
I don't think they're going to go that far, but I do think that they are going to bust the doors down, basically. Because I don't think they've gotten complacent. I think they're still hungry. They're still trying to basically overtake PlayStation. Like, they're in the smart place right now. I think PlayStation's gotten complacent. I think that
I tend to think that too.
If they had shown up E3, I think they would have half-assed it. And I think Microsoft knows this, and they're using that to their advantage. That's why I think they're working double hard to just, like, they look at this as an opportunity. They're like, man, PlayStation's not even showing up. We got to just bring the game. We got to bring the thunder now. So I think they are going, like, whether or not they actually do blow the doors off, they're at the very least, they're going to try.
Hey, Carmen said Splinter Cell, but I got one word for you. You ready for it?
What's that?
Fable.
I don't think so. I don't think
Fable 3. Fable 3 has been sitting there waiting to be made.
It's been made.
The newest Fable. Let's bring it. Let's bring it back.
4.
Let's bring that shit back.
I think the studio went under.
Somebody let Microsoft pick it up.
Yeah.
Maybe they did. I don't know who had it. It was who fucking made Fable?
Lion's Head, I think, had it.
Was it Lion's Head?
I think it was Lion's Head. I think they went under.
Last I heard, it was still an Xbox game. So maybe.
Oh, it was. It was, or at least not on PlayStation.
Right. So let's talk about that. I mean, that could be their next big RPG. Because honestly, what RPGs does Xbox have?
They have nothing as far as RPGs, really.
Exactly. Jump into that genre. But I don't know. Here's what I do know. We see at least 3 IPs new. We see the next-gen console. We see Gears 5. We see Halo Infinite. And we see probably one of their old IPs that they bring back. That's my big bundle.
All right, so I was looking up Lion's Head, and they were, in fact, closed down, and everyone was basically laid off. It said Webley and Gary Carr, who are the two head key people there, they founded their own studio, 2 Point Studios.
Okay.
So I think Fable's a bit of a stretch, unfortunately, for you.
Well, let's see. I mean, I think it's a possibility Microsoft could shell out some money for it. And at this point, since they dissolved, I don't think it'd be too much of a big name to buy. give me the rights to Fable for $200,000 or something. So that's Microsoft for me.
Want their money.
That's me for Microsoft, right? Who I think are going to easily slay it. I don't see any other way around it.
I agree.
Let's move to Nintendo, the next big one. Honestly, Nintendo is going to be quiet like they usually are. They don't usually announce big things at E3. They really don't. I think we're going to see expansions to games. So I think we're going to see, they just launched this new big expansion for Smash with some character, tweaking and things of that nature. I don't think we hear too much about Smash anymore. I think that we're going to see some new stuff for that Yoshi's Island game that just got released.
Crafted World?
Yeah, what is it? Yoshi's Creative World or something?
Crafted World.
Yeah, so I think we see something for that. I still think it's too early for a new Mario game. I mean, I know they launched with Odyssey, but I still think it's a little too early. I don't think we see a new Mario. We may see a new DK. But as far as new stuff, I think it's light. I think we're seeing additions to other games, DLC characters, maybe something new for their little Microsoft Nintendo team up. Like, if there's anything that gets blown, the doors blow off for Nintendo, it's Master Chief comes to Smash. That's the only thing I can think of.
No, I think if anyone comes to Smash, it'd be Banjo.
Maybe, but something. I think that's going to blow the doors off. Something from Microsoft comes to Smash Brothers, right?
That would be cool. That would be an E3 would be the spot for it. It wouldn't be their direct.
Yeah. I just don't think we're going to see anything new. I mean, who's their lower tier characters? Maybe a Kirby game? I don't know. Possibly.
But they just had a Kirby game, unfortunately.
Yeah, so I don't see nothing big from Nintendo. Probably par for the course. They're probably going to talk about some more third-party stuff that's coming to the console. I may mention some DC Universe. They just did that big deal with Diablo. The new season for Diablo's out. Maybe they talk about that on the Switch, too. I don't see anything new coming, honestly. Yeah, nothing major.
I think you're right. I think they're just going to elaborate on stuff we already know about. Like, they're not going to announce anything. They're just going to be like, oh, yeah, that Animal Crossing game we've been working on, here's a little bit more of it. Or, oh, here's some more. Yeah, they're not going to go like, oh, here's a brand new F-Zero game.
Oh, fuck no. Yeah, there's nothing like that. No. If anything, any new announcement will be around the new Pokemon Sword and Shield game, right? I mean, that's their big new coming game. So,
yeah.
Well, we may hear something about that, but even then, E3 is not their normal platform. I think they usually announce that in direct, so they may talk about it, but I don't think anything big comes from it. They might throw a Pikachu on the screen and say more coming in August or some shit. Who knows? Let's see. Who else? Ubisoft. I tend to agree. I don't think we're going to see a lot of Ubisoft. We know they're not bringing the new Vikings Assassin's Creed. So we're going to see the new Just Dance, right? Obviously, they're going to do their shitty dance off that they do every year. We're going to see probably some news about this new Ghost Recon they're doing. I forget what it's called. Was it Ghost Recon something? I forget the name of it. We're going to see some more news about that. Do we see a new IP? Not new IP, but do we see a new Watch Dogs? It's in the air at this point. When did Watch Dogs 2 come out? 2 years ago?
I think
3 years ago? Something like that?
Somewhere around there.
It's about time. It's about time, right? Maybe. I'm kind of in there. I don't want to say no because it's a possibility. I think we see some more news on Rainbow Six Siege. They're still supporting that game like crazy. And other than that, I think there's not a whole lot after that. I mean, as far as Far Cry goes, man, they just released New Dawn, and they just played it off of Far Cry 5, New Dawn came out in January, right? Or February, something like that.
Yeah.
A new Far Cry is kind of a stretch in my mind.
Well,
maybe a DLC for New Dawn.
It could be. I see New Dawn as DLC more or less. They
call it a standalone. They call it a standalone.
But it's glorified DLC essentially. Kind of like how Far Cry Dragon Blood was.
Oh boy, Blood Dragon.
Yeah. Blood Dragon. Yeah,
probably the best DLC ever made for a game.
Yeah, but at the same time, it was basically standalone DLC.
It was. But
I think they could possibly announce that they're working on a Far Cry 6, and they might even give you like, oh, this will be based in wherever. But you're not gonna they'll say it'll be coming out much later. We're just working on it. Maybe like late 2020 or something.
If they mention a new Far Cry, it's probably going to be kind of like Bethesda did last year for Elder Scrolls, like Far Cry 6, and then like a title screen or something. Nothing crazy.
So, yeah, exactly.
But the fact that they're not bringing Assassin's Creed, that's their hammer. Honestly, at this point, that's their big hitter. I don't see for the Division 2. I mean, I think Division 2 is one of their best-selling games, but they just dropped the raid. So did they show something new? I don't think so. What do you think, Carm?
I don't think they need anything new on the Division. I think they have it all laid out.
I do too. I don't see anything with that. So without that, so we just nixed out the Division. We've nixed out Assassin's Creed. A possible Watch Dogs scenario. What's left? Maybe a Far Cry. I mean, that's almost their entire studio right there, really. Except for their indies, and they've got some good indies.
Far Cry has a really unique opportunity right now to keep pushing because it's like Far Cry 5 was followed up by New Dawn very quickly.
Yeah, and it goes on what Jeremy's saying. It kind of is a glorified DLC, but they call it a standalone game.
Well, I call it that because they're just reusing assets. Like, I'm talking about...
The story-wise, you know the story behind it? Spoiler alert, if you're listening, cut it off now, but at the end of Far Cry New Dawn, or excuse me, Far Cry 5, the nuclear bomb goes off, which leads into Far Cry New Dawn, which is essentially Far Cry Fallout. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
They're playing off of Far Cry 5, so maybe they bring in a new, totally separate storyline for Far Cry 6. It's possible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, are these even all connected? I just assumed they were just their own.
Well, no,
game.
Everything up until Far Cry 1 was different, 2, 3, 4 was different, right?
Yeah.
The only time they've really done this was this time. So Far Cry 5 led directly into Far Cry New Dawn.
But that's why I'm saying it was just glorified DLC because they're just reusing assets at that point.
Yeah, well, in the past they never did this. They would release actual DLC, quote unquote, like Blood Dragon or whatever it was. Like with Far Cry Primal, it was, here, go to the Frozen Lands. Well, this is the first time they sold it as a game.
I thought they did sell Blood Dragon independently.
No, Blood Dragon was $15 as a DLC. It was a completely different experience. It didn't follow Far Cry 3 at all. Yeah, but they didn't charge full price, $40 or whatever it is for.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you didn't have to. I could buy it and play without having gotten.
Yes, yeah. As far as that goes, yeah, you could play that all by itself. Yeah, it was standalone.
Yeah.
I guess technically New Dawn is standalone, but it just plays right after that. With like Blood Dragon it didn't even play after another Far Cry. It was its own story.
Yeah.
This one kind of plays directly off Far Cry 5, so it's the first time they've done it that way. And honestly, am I missing anything with Ubisoft? I think that's their major franchises.
Oh, I agree. That's more than I could even think of.
Who's doing Cyberpunk? I think is Ubi doing Cyberpunk?
CD Projekt Red.
Okay, all right. So yeah, okay, never mind. So yeah, let's move on. EA. I mean, what do you want to say? They got to bring Star Wars. They have to. In all honesty, this new Star Wars looks pretty good from what we've seen. I like the guy who's doing the mocap and the main character in this one. He's the guy who plays the Joker in Gotham. He's a pretty cool actor. If you ever watch Shameless, he's also one of the brothers in Shameless. Good guy, Cameron Monaghan. I like his, how do you pronounce his name? Monaghan. I like his acting. And from the mocap trailer we saw, it looked cool, right? Like he's hiding his Jedi powers. So here's what you got to ask: is EA going to taint this game? Can they let their hands? They said they weren't going to do it for Anthem, and they tainted Anthem to an extent. Dude, not as bad as but it's possible.
It's not are they? It's how will they tank the game?
It's definitely going to happen. They're going to fuck it up. They've been dropping the ball with Star Wars since they got the fucking franchise.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, somebody else should have had that fucking license and done something with it.
Everyone on the face plan agrees with that.
Even Bethesda could have done a better job.
Seriously.
As far as open world games, I mean, knock them for their bugs. Yes, that's true, but some of the best open world experiences were created by Bethesda. Give it to them. Look at somebody like Naughty Dog. Could you imagine Naughty Dog having the Star Wars license, a third person over the shoulder Star Wars game? Come on,
with a good story and a likable protagonist. Yeah.
I mean, look at these kind of studios. Bungie. I mean, come on. CD Projekt Red. I can name these studios. Bam, bam, bam.
You can name a lot of studios, but like Bungie would never want it.
You're right, but think about what they could do with it. Their assets.
It would be like saying, well, Sony Santa Monica could handle it, no problem. Like, of course they can. Rockstar could handle it, no problem. But these people don't want these types of games.
Man, well, at the time though,
Star Wars is a gimmick.
But at the time when they were releasing the new movies, people were panning for these Star Wars contracts because Disney just bought them. People were fucking cashing in on this. Oh my God, Disney just bought Star Wars.
People want the money for sure.
Let me get it.
Yeah.
So of course these studios went for it. No doubt in my mind, EA just said, "Nah, give me that." EA wrote a bigger check than everybody else. I bet you some of these other people went for it as well. Maybe not Bungie. I mean, I see what you're saying. It doesn't necessarily fit, but somebody else was in the mix that got beat out by EA that probably could have done better.
It went exactly like this. EA said, "Hey Disney, we got a bunch of money." Disney went, "Oh, we got a bunch of money. Let's make a game." That's it.
And that so far, honestly, and I'm going to say this the nicest way possible. They've made 2 flops for Star Wars, and now everybody is very skeptical about the third Star Wars game.
And
that's the nicest way you can put it.
I'll say it as meanly as possible. EA, you fucked up, you suck, and no one likes you.
I'm going to be honest. Star Wars basically writes itself. It is a very good sci-fi story, right? Like, it gives you the tools.
I wouldn't go that far. Up to a certain point.
I'm saying. Listen, I'm not talking about the storyline. I'm talking about the sci-fi qualities of it. It gives you the lightsabers. It gives you the worlds. It gives you the giant moving robotic monsters, the AT-ATs. It gives you the flying mechanisms. It gives you all this in a package, right? Blasters, bazookas, you got Land Rovers, you got everything there. Cool ass world. So it gives you that, right? Take all the drama out of it. It literally gives you all this cool ass shit in a package, and then you still fuck it up. Love Star Wars or hate Star Wars.
The series shouldn't be continuing on.
Are we talking about EA or Disney right now?
Well, no. So, okay. Well, for gaming, obviously, we're talking about EA. I'm saying take the drama out of it, but look at Star Wars. And I know, Jeremy, you don't necessarily like Star Wars, but you can't tell me that the worlds aren't cool, the weapons aren't cool, the actual idea of the Force, that's cool. Like, that is pure sci-fi, right? Like, you should be able to run with a game like that, right? And they just didn't.
I don't really care for all that stuff myself, but I do agree with what you're saying. It's like it's easy. It's good tools to work with, basically.
Yeah, like it's basically given to you. Like, they bought this license for $umpteen million, and they handed them this package, this world that's already established, and said, "Go make a good game." And they went and made 2 games, not 1 but 2, that had the same problems across both games. They didn't learn. And now between that and this new Star Wars game is Anthem, which also was bad. So there's 3 games in a row that are critically bad. I mean, I know people have had their fun with those games, but, that's neither here nor there. Critically, they didn't make it. Monetarily, they didn't make it. So, I want a good Star Wars game. I'm the biggest Star Wars nerd in the world. Probably not. I'm not that big of a nerd, but I love Star Wars. And I want a good game. The last good Star Wars game I played, obviously Knights of the Old Republic is probably the best Star Wars game ever made, but the what's it called, the Apprentice game that came out on PS2 where you play
Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed. Yeah, Force Unleashed was good. And then after that you're like, nothing. Do you know how much I love DICE? Obviously you do, because I like Battlefield, and it's still like I'm playing Star Wars Battlefield and it still sucks.
Because Battlefield sucks.
Here's coming from a fan. I mean, here's coming from somebody who likes DICE's engine, likes their stuff, and obviously likes Star Wars. You would think if you put those 2 together, here's a boner, but it's not. So I'm very skeptical with EA. I think that the new Madden will be good. FIFA is FIFA. NHL is NHL. Like, all that's gravy, right? We'll see some Anthem DLC, and they'll apologize for that. But they need to bring the Star Wars game to stand out, and they need it to be good. There's no doubt. That is their bread and butter at this point. Who am I missing? Oh, shit.
Square.
What do they have? I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake, obviously. Here's my big prediction. Here's my off-the-wall one. It's time for a new Nier.
I would love it.
It's about that time. We're at, 3 years now? 3 to 4?
Yeah. Unfortunately,
you're going off a regular development cycle that Square never follows.
Well, so here's the thing: the guy who develops Nier is kind of a loan shark, if you will, with Square.
I was going to say Yoko Taro.
Yeah, he does his own. He does his own type of game, his own kind of storylines. Square publishes them, but he does he's weird. Jeremy kind of gets what I'm saying,
he's really weird. I like him, but he
doesn't take 20 years to publish a game.
I don't know, because there was a big gap between Nier and Nier Automata.
There was a big gap from Nier between Nier Automata, but you got to think, I think the big reason for that was because Nier itself wasn't a big game. Even for Square, It was kind of a middle-of-the-road game.
Yes,
and
I agree.
It kind of fell to the wayside because at that point, Square became, after Nier, which, I mean, Square was already big, but Square started launching titles, right? Nier kind of fell to the wayside, then Nier Automata came out, right? And people were like, holy fuck, what's this game? And they loved it. And then obviously it was probably one, and then they were like, well, I'm going to play the original Nier, which doesn't really have a lot to do with the second one, but they're like, I'll play this one too. I think Nier's got big because of that. So like I see a new Nier in the possible future, right?
That's actually a very good point because Automata was the last good Square Enix game, in my opinion. Like the last really good one.
Yeah. I mean, critically, Kingdom Hearts did well critically, but it didn't do as good as it should have, if that makes sense. Like, everybody thought it was going to be 10s, and it got 8s, right? Which is not bad. Not bad at all.
No.
I don't think anybody expected it to get a 10.
Man, I did.
I did. I thought it was going to get 10s.
Maybe I wanted it to, right? Maybe I needed it to.
A lot of people wanted it to be a 10, but everybody knew that it was going to be middle of the road.
But think about a game like Nier, people basically wrote off. They're like, no, this game's stupid, and then they start playing it, even in the West, and they're like, holy shit. Do you know how many times games catch on in the West from Square Enix if it's not Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts? Never. I mean, hardly ever.
I gotta agree, yeah.
I mean, and then a game like Nier, which is probably one of the most, heavy, dystopian, sci-fi, weird games you could think of, comes out and just kills it, right? So I think that maybe they show something there. So beyond that, that's it. Like, I don't see much from them. Is there a DLC for Kingdom Hearts? Maybe.
I say they just bring back Bushido Blade.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Man, come on now. Come on now.
But that's not happening.
Come on now. I agree. That would be cool as shit. But there's definitely no new Final Fantasy. They have to be working on this remake, right? So I think once they brought it in-house, all hands on deck go to that Final Fantasy. So there's no Final Fantasy 16. There can't be. If it is literally probably they have like one character model and that's it. That's nowhere to be found.
I didn't even think, I was going to mention Final Fantasy 16, but you're absolutely right. I think they are going balls deep into Final Fantasy 7 remake, which is a good idea. Just get it out there and then work on Final Fantasy 16.
Well, and back in the day when they were exporting all the work, I would have said something different. Well, maybe they're working on Final Fantasy 16, but then when they brought it back in house, when they saw how much of a train wreck it was, they're like, now it's all hands on deck so Final Fantasy 7 remake is their new Final Fantasy, in my opinion. I don't think that they're a big enough studio have the resources to work on this remake at the caliber that it is, like episodic, and a new Final Fantasy game. I just don't think that happens.
I 100% agree. Like it's kind of a weird analogy, but it's like they're making like Mercedes-Benz. They're putting all they make big expensive games. They put all their eggs in one basket. They just don't have the manpower to be able to, especially like these games are so graphically intense. They can't make two games at once. They kind of have to focus.
Right. And they, even when they do focus on one game, it takes years to get out, right?
Yeah.
So, Dragon Quest, what you said? You said 11's going to the Switch, Carm?
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah. I mean, we know it's going, so they give us a date for it. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe a DLC for it. Who knows? I mean, I see that's coming in, right?
I don't think there's going to be any DLC for it. I think they confirmed that. But they're definitely getting... The Switch version I think you're right. I think it will be a hard release date, hard street date.
And I don't play Dragon Quest, but I'm just thinking about when it came out. It's got enough time to cook a little bit. Maybe there's a little something that comes out for it. And honestly, that's like, I can't think. I know they've got more stuff, but like that's all I'm thinking about that's relevant at this point.
I mean, like the only thing we skipped over was PC, but we don't really.
Well, so we know what happens. PC tends to be a lot. You got a lot of the normal Civ stuff. Civilization may come out. Probably a new Mech Warrior game. Those kind of things. Like, and it's kind of
literally we've all come to terms that the best place to play video games is on a PC.
Well, and it's
just not
because
accessible.
none of us are PC gamers. So like we kind of let that fall to the wayside. We probably would do good to get a PC gamer in here, but we just don't. I mean, PC is its own beast. I mean, there's so much because there's so many developers that come out with so many games all the time that you got to kind of keep your ear to the ground every day with PC, and we don't.
Yeah, and games are uncapped frame rates. Like Destiny with an uncapped frame rate is amazing, and so is The Division. And
well, not even that. There's games that people play on PC that we've never heard of that are like doing good on Twitch and shit like that, and it's from developers we never heard of, concepts we don't really see.
Yeah,
PC's
like
hard.
Games that we're kind of interested in, but we don't play. Like a lot of MOBAs, like they all look cool, but I just can't get into them.
MOBAs don't transfer well, and honestly, RTSs don't transfer to console. They just don't. not well. I mean, there's a few that have done it well, but like if you think of a real RTS on the lines of Supreme Commander or Civilization, stuff like that, that doesn't transfer well to console. It's you're too limited with a controller. Like when you're doing, like I used to play Supreme Commander with Rob, like you've got to build macros, you're doing mouse commands, you're doing alt commands, like craziness that maybe you could slimline it down, but it wouldn't be the same experience. So I think it's best for us not to talk about PC games because we kind of be talking out of our ass. That's just me, you know. We need, let's find a PC guy. That's our next goal. Rob can be that
average
guy.
PC podcast coming to you in 2021.
Let's see who else. What Devolver Digital? I don't know. The only reason they have a press conference now, they've got a game to release. I don't know what it's going to be. But they would not be doing this without having something to release. So, what that is, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Let me guess. You don't know.
There's no reason that a developer like this does a press conference if they don't have a game to release,
of course
right?
They have a game. Why else would they? They're not there to show off anything else.
But okay, so let's hypothesize: is it a new IP or is it a remake or a part 2? I mean, I don't know.
I'm sure it's something new.
So I can't talk about them. There's no point. And then what am I missing? Bethesda, my favorite. I mean,
come on, fanboy.
I'm going to be
Tell
real.
us how good they're going to be.
I'm going to be real. So they've got a lot to make up for. I mean, Fallout 76 is probably one of the biggest catastrophes in gaming in the recent years. No doubt about that. So they've got to make up for that. How they do that, I don't know. Like I don't think it's as simple as like here's the roadmap for Fallout. They've got to do something else. But they have a lot of decent IPs, and by decent I mean really good IPs that we haven't heard from lately. And my biggest one, probably my favorite Bethesda game of all time, minus obviously Elder Scrolls, would be Dishonored. So we haven't heard much out of Dishonored lately. This would be a good time to bring the sauce with that one. We're not going to hear about Elder Scrolls. There's no way. I'm going to be realistic here. That just doesn't happen. I mean, they barely had a screen up for it last time. They'll talk about it, but nothing, you know? So I don't think Bethesda brings much. I don't. I'm sorry. Like, they're not bringing the next Fallout. They don't have a lot for Elder Scrolls. They're probably going to, I would say Far Cry goes free to play. Fallout 76 goes free to play. If anything.
They might as well at this point. They're just giving away copies in stores now.
Here's free to play and then take all the DLC. Maybe that helps a little bit. As far as the games that they need coming out, obviously Doom Eternal. That's going to be a big factor for them. You're going to have some information, I mean, albeit very little, of this new Wolfenstein game. They had that little, his daughter's offshoot. But I think that Wolfenstein is about prime to come out with the proper Wolfenstein, right? And I think we teased Dishonored. I think they showed the next Dishonored. I mean, because it has been enough time to cook it up. It's proved to be one of their more successful titles. They need to bring that in. And then other than that, Elder Scrolls, as much as I want to say we see a trailer, we're not going to. There's no way. I can't do it. Me as even a realist can say we don't see Elder Scrolls 6 trailer.
It's good that you've come to terms with that.
I want to. But then
of course,
I see what happened. Like, Bethesda has never fucked up the way they just fucked up. They really haven't. I mean, they've released buggy games, but the games have always been well received and fun. But they've never done it to this level. They have never fucked up on the monumental level they just did. And not just for Bethesda, across any publisher, essentially. Nobody fucks up this way. And continues to fuck up, right?
Yeah. Well, they've been teeter-tottering on fucking up for a long time.
Not to this level.
No, fuck yeah.
Fallout 70.
Their games come out fucking horrendous.
Bug riddled.
Fallout. The debacle between Fallout 76 was enough. Not to mention everything that happened after it. To compound on that was terrible.
Well, yeah, the way they handled it was terrible, but them releasing a game that buggy at release is not uncommon. It's just most people are able to patch it and have enough fun with it. The core of Fallout 76 is so bad people couldn't ignore it.
But you gotta think, so the game before that, Fallout 4 had great critical reception.
Yeah, because it was a good game at its core. It was still buggy as shit.
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm not going to... So, I mean, yes, their game has bugs in it. I mean, it does. They build these giant open world games. It's bound to happen. And I love their worlds. I love their gameplay. Sure it is. Even
all you have to do is test
bugs.
your product. All you have to do is test your product.
I don't know of any studio that did open world games that doesn't have bugs. I mean, all of them.
Bugs are one thing. Catastrophic bugs are another, and they have catastrophic bugs in almost all of their games.
I was gonna say I don't see people going on a bug quest in Breath of the Wild.
So they're not perfect. I'm not going to argue because I can't argue what you're saying, right? What I'm saying is it has not been to the level that Fallout 76 was.
No, there's nothing to compare to this. Even EA has a hard time comparing to this.
Yeah, like this debacle was almost legendary. I mean, it really was. So
yeah, it was literally like EA was like, "Oh, we know how to fuck up." Bethesda was like, "All right, hold my beer."
So what do? Is giving the game away free enough? At this point, no, it's not. I don't know what you do. I mean, at this point, I think you cut your losses and just move on to the next project and put all your resources into it.
Yeah, just burn it to the ground. Go find that landfill, New Mexico, with those unsold copies of E.T. for the Atari. Put the rest of the Fallout 76 copies in there beside it. Say it never happened. Move on.
And that's it. I mean, that's what I think about Bethesda. It's going to be a big apologetic thing, which, I mean, they need to do. They have to say sorry to the fans, and they have to make it right. And I don't know how they're going to do that, but they're going to try. I mean, Bethesda is good, and they've always listened to their fans. So maybe they'll try their best to make it right, and maybe it'll be a decent attempt. That's the best we can hope for, right? And that's it. I mean, as far as E3 goes, those are the only ones that matter. But I hate to knock on Bethesda because they are my favorite, but I got to be realistic at some point. And this, you can't move past the Fallout 76 debacle.
And I think it happens to all of us. Like, at some point, your favorite developer just fucks up, and you have to just acknowledge it. I've made my peace with Square a long time ago. You're coming to terms with Bethesda.
It happens. So that's E3. I mean, I think we had a good E3 coverage. Like, and I think it's a very realistic look at what's going to happen for E3. And then a month from now, Sony's going to come in and bust the doors open.
We hope. I can't guarantee that.
All right, so that's it for E3. Y'all got anything else?
Nah.
I think that drove E3 home. I think it's time that we jump into some current news. Sam, all right. What do we got?
Let's start it out. One of our favorite games here, which we talk about all the time. It's crazy. Got the first DLC package, I guess you call it. The first DLC launch. And it's Mortal Kombat 11. And we got 4 characters that are coming out. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty happy with the list, okay? So let's go over. We got Shang Tsung, Spawn, Nightwolf, and Sindel. Nightwolf has always been one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters. So I'm super happy to see that. And then Spawn is just badass, so.
Yeah, the more I see this game, the more I want to just buy it. But I know that I just won't have the time, and I know that I don't put enough time into these fighting games.
I'm personally still waiting for that Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, you may as well at this point if you haven't picked it up.
I could care less about Sindel or Nightwolf. Spawn's okay. I don't think I've seen pictures of him in game. I really hope like they give him his cape and shit to work with, which would be cool. I hope they don't do him like they did in Soul Calibur 2, where it's just he has an axe. I'm like, that's kind of lame. But I will say I love the fact that this isn't just Shang Tsung. This is Shang Tsung from the fucking Mortal Kombat movie. Like, same actor, same everything. That's fucking sweet.
Yeah, I think they've only revealed him.
Like, I love that. He even does, like, your soul is mine. I fucking love that shit. Ah, so good.
I'm really excited for Spawn. I mean, I love Spawn. I love Tom McFarlane. Spawn is perfect for Mortal Kombat, like, built for that type of game. Like, just the way
definitely.
it's written.
Yeah.
I don't care about
Are you waiting for the Game of the Year edition as well?
Yeah. I'm going to wait at this point. I mean, it's got stellar reviews. The only, obviously the only thing bad about it was the loot box debacle, but apparently they fixed that now. So, I mean, this is one of the best-selling games, one of the best-made games as far as the Mortal Kombat franchise goes. So, yeah, as soon as that thing hits the Game of the Year edition or the XL edition, whatever it is, I'm going to buy it. Got to. I was going to buy it day one until I didn't.
Yeah, until you just didn't pull the trigger, and then it's like, as a week went by, I was like, man, never mind.
Yeah, I was in the exact same boat. I was gonna get day one, but then I thought to myself, nah, I didn't like all the stuff I was hearing about the loot boxes, and one of the guys at work got it, and he did say it was kind of just a pain in the ass. So I was like, I'll just wait for the game of the year where all that shit's already in there for free.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, wait for it at this point. It seems like the character list is solid, so I don't see any reason not to at this point.
Yeah, I don't think the rosters ever really disappoint.
It hasn't, and they've done a good job of bringing in old characters, giving a couple new characters, and keeping the staples in, so that's pretty cool. They've done a good job of balancing out the roster. So, I mean, I'm down with it. Let's keep moving. Let's talk about Jeremy's favorite game, Call of Duty.
Whoa. I'm apparently a 10-year-old boy who goes to go fuck, I'm fucking your mom.
So the new Call of Duty has been announced, and it is quite shocking to some folks. It's going to be the Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and it's a remaster, apparently. They're not remastering the original game, they're just doing their new take on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. And
it's a reboot.
I guess you call it a reboot, yeah.
It's a redo.
A redo, I guess. I mean, they're not like straying super far from it, but you know, and I think they said like this was their most famous franchise, so they're going back on it, I guess.
Got to double down on what's good.
There's going to be a storyline, we know that much, but there's no zombies, which is weird because zombies has been a staple for them forever.
Yeah, I just don't understand the decision making. They pull out the story mode from the last game. Now they're putting a story mode in this game. They give you a great zombies. They pull out zombies. Like, just give us everything. You have enough people to work on this.
If they gave you everything, it couldn't come out in a year. You know they got to make it a year deadline.
If they gave you everything at once, they couldn't sell it to you later for an extra price. Standalone zombies, $20.
So, I have no doubt this game is going to go buku bananas crazy. It might be one of the best-selling games of 2019, honestly.
It always is. I mean, when isn't it?
When this name's behind it, this Modern Warfare name's behind it, it's going to be ridiculous. I'm not going to buy it. I put my foot down the other day. I was like, listen, stop it, Jeremy. I say this all the time. I say I'm not going to buy it, and I buy it. But I always buy it, and I play it for a month or whatever it is. I'm not doing it this time. Like, I don't want to do it anymore.
I am going to pull up this episode when it comes out, and you bought it, and you're going to go, Cam, what was this? What did you say here?
I'm not doing it.
What did you say, Cam? What did you say?
It's a waste of money. It's a waste of $60 at this point. I'm not doing it this time. I'm not buying the new Battlefield.
Messaged me about it and has me wanting to buy it just to play with him.
I'm not
even going to lie.
Not doing it. I'm giving it up. This is it.
His wife's going to buy it. His wife's going to buy it for me. Well, technically, I didn't buy it.
To be honest, Michelle did buy the last one for me. I didn't buy the last Call of Duty. Michelle bought it for me as a gift.
That still counts. That still counts.
It does still count. You
have the right to return it to the store for credit.
Yeah, but it's GameStop. They give me half a game back.
Yeah.
If you don't take it out of the cellophane, I think they'll give you full money.
Mm-hmm. Keep that receipt.
GameStop never gives you full money. Even when they tell you it's full money, they still screw you somehow.
Dude, just take it to Just take it to Walmart. They'll take anything back.
So let's keep an eye on this one. I want to see where they go with this. We know there's a storyline. We know they're taking out zombies. We don't know anything about a Battle Royale mode. I would assume it's still big enough for them to put one in there. I don't know. We'll see. That might be a bomb they drop later, you know. Oh, and we got a Battle Royale mode. Blackout 2. Here's a shocker. I mean, probably the biggest shocker of this past week. Death Stranding got a release date of this year.
Damn.
We didn't even know anything about the game a week ago.
I don't know anything about the game now.
Nobody knows about this game. I wanted to talk about this because I'm not miffed, but
I'm concerned.
This game is brought to you, directed and created by one of the biggest minds in gaming, Hideo Kojima, right? You know, famous for the Metal Gear series, got shafted from Konami. They basically wiped him from their games, right? They wiped his name from everything. So he leaves, and Sony runs to them with a blank check, right? And says, here, start your studio. We want your game. Smart move, right? And by all accounts, a smart move. But this game is weird. It's out there, right? So here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm getting at. This game, created by anybody else, wouldn't have this much hype. I think this game is selling on Kojima's name alone.
I agree, 100%. That's the only reason I'm even interested in this game, because it looks beautiful, but I'm not pre-ordering it, but I do plan to get it sometime in the future, unless it just absolutely gets just smoshed in the reviews. But if this didn't have Hideo Kojima's name behind it, I probably wouldn't even get a second glance, because I don't know what the hell's going on.
So here's my question: Is it getting a pass? Is it getting a pass then, Carmin? Like, if this game comes out and sucks a little bit, are they going to be like, "Oh, it's Hideo Kojima"? It's still great.
I do think they are going to. Like that's what's really got me concerned. Is because I really want some honest reviews on this, but I do think a lot of outlets are going to give it. Let's say, I don't think it will, but let's say it's a piece of shit. Let's say it comes out and it's one of the worst games ever made. I think they're still going to go, well, it's a 6 out of 10, or it's a low 7. They're going to try and, because it's Hideo Kojima. He's got all that clout. He's a mad genius or whatever. Like I said, if this was made by Joe Schmo, they go, yeah, this game fucking sucks, 2 out of 10. So it's going to be real hard. Like, I don't think I'm going to get this at launch. I'm really going to wait a while, because it's just, I don't know. I'm so confused about everything about this game. I don't know what to think about it. Like I said, the only thing that even has me remotely interested is that it's just Hideo Kojima.
I mean, he's gave us a little bit of insight since they launched that, and he says that it's in a world where cities are by themselves now. They're not connected. Your job's kind of to go connect them. And then also, when you die, you don't really die. You go to a shadow world or something like that. So it's a weird concept, and the whole thing is to connect, to tether everything together again. It's a different concept, and I don't know. Like, I want it to be great, obviously, and we've played Kojima's games before. We know he's fantastic at coming up with stories and making these beautiful they're masterpieces, really. I mean, some of the, as far as media goes, they're some of the best. Like, you could put them up against anything, but this is the first time that he's doing his own thing, and I mean, obviously, money's not an issue. He's got all the money he could ever ask for, but what's he going to come with when it's just him?
This is going to make or break him. This is either going to be an absolute masterpiece and solidify him as one of the greats, or it's going to be an absolute piece of crap, and people are going to go, well, he was only good with Metal Gear Solid. That's what I think.
Yeah, but I think there's also a third option. The game could be a total flop out the gate, and then 10 years down the road, somebody reassesses what this game is, and they go, holy fucking shit. So it becomes this.
It becomes like a cult classic, kind of.
Classic, yeah.
Yep,
Ahead of its time.
It really hits afterwards, which could be. I mean, the game it's out there,
that's true.
Kojima is out there.
It could even, I didn't think about this, it could be one of those games where you either love it or hate it, kind of like the David Cage games. Like, there's like not much in between. It's people go, I love these games, they're fantastic, and there's other people like, these games suck, they're just not even games, and so forth. By the way, David Cage is the one who did Detroit Become Human and all that shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so Kojima does good with gameplay. So, like, his games are actually games. His mechanics are typically solid, especially stealth mechanics,
are
shooting
they Metal
mechanics.
Gear Solid?
That's a good pun. I didn't think of that. We've seen a slight bit of gameplay. Well, this looks cool.
I will say, he did say this is not going to be a stealth game.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not going to be a normal stealth game. He said in past interviews that if you enjoyed Uncharted, you would enjoy his game, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And I think that's as far as the mechanics go, because it is going to be third person over the shoulder. So weird concept, and I'm not going to knock. I think the game should be great. I really do, because I think he's wonderful. I think he's one of the biggest geniuses of our time as far as entertainment media goes. But the cat is weird, and this is going to be a weird game. It's not going to appeal to everybody, and because of that, his name is going to be making up for that. So a lot of people are going to get it just on that name alone. He could put out a porn game. I'm sure that people would be like, "Fuck it, it's Hideo Kojima. I'm just going to buy it."
Be the trippiest fucking porn game out there too.
So I'm anxious to see what happens. I do think that the reviews are going to be skewed because of his name. So if we see 10s, I'm not going to believe it's a true 10. I'm going to believe it's a Hideo Kojima 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that.
So if it's a 6, I'm going to do the same, or 5, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be like, well, this is Hideo Kojima. It's probably better than that, but people don't get it. So this will be one of those that I'm not going to know until I play.
I'm actually, you kind of bring that up. If I see a 6, I'm gonna go. It's probably actually a 3. Because I think they're going to be overly generous.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna kind of deduct points from each score. If I see a lot of 10s, then I'm going, okay, it's probably a good, solid game or a masterpiece. But if I see 7s, 6s, I'm going, oh, this probably wasn't good.
All right, well, boys, I'm gonna purposely draw the short straw and buy it on release.
All right, let's do it.
Wow.
We
and
need
I'm
to see
gonna
what it's
drop
like.
whatever I'm playing, and I'm gonna play this game.
Wow.
Do it. I mean, I'm anxious.
I'll do that for us. I'll take the short.
We need to. We need to play it. I mean, we have to. It's. I mean, you got to think this is actually a monumental game in all regards.
And honestly, Carm's going to be the one most likely to finish it.
I don't know. I've finished the majority of Kojima's games.
Wow. I finished all of them except for 5. So, and just me and games,
Yes,
they don't get finished. They don't get done.
This is one I say
if
this a lot.
possible, I'll platinum it.
That's a tall order. Also,
If possible, I will
it
platinum
depends. It depends what they're asking.
Yeah, no, if it's like some off the chart weird shit, like you got to play the game to perfection all the way through, then no. But if it's like God of War level platinum, I'll take it.
this is one I say this a lot. We'll keep an eye on this. We need to. We have to. We'll see something about it soon. Not at E3, obviously, because Sony's not going to be there, but pretty soon we'll see something about this. But let's keep rocking and rolling. Let's talk about free stuff. We love it here, as always. Let's kick it off with PlayStation Plus. Probably the big hitters this month. They probably take it for the win. But we got Sonic Mania and Borderlands 2, the Handsome Collection. I mean, that's about as good as it gets.
That's crispy. That's extra crispy.
I mean, I get why they did Borderlands, because Borderlands is... I mean, Borderlands 3 is coming out soon. I mean, it's a fantastic game in its own right, but, they're trying to put it in as many people's hands to boost sales for Borderlands 3. It just makes sense, right?
It's a brilliant move.
And, I mean, Borderlands is... I mean, it's a great title. It's fun. I mean, it's a fun game to play. I mean, it's got, critically, it's fantastic. I mean, the Borderlands series has been great since inception, but it kills it. So that, and then Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania has been the first good Sonic game in years.
Yeah, easily. Guys, in my opinion, it's been the best Sonic game since Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, I gotta go queue up these downloads as soon as we get done here.
Absolutely. I mean, and think about this, like, I mean, other than Colin Moriarty, but
we don't count Colin
Sonic Mania
Moriarty.
was actually a fan-made game, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Actually, well, no, it is. Well, yes and no. It's published by Sega, but it's mostly done by Christian Whitehead, who did he did the ports of Sonic 1 and 2 for the mobile phone, which were actually considered better than the originals.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's really a genius at making 2D Sonic games. So I think it was just him and one other guy who did like the music. So,
That's cool.
Yeah. And they did better than the entire Sonic team, because they were focusing on Sonic Forces, which, nah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Womp, sad trombone.
So yeah, that's what Sony's offering, and I think, I mean, they hit it on the head. Both of those to me are pickups. If you don't have them, you might as well go get them. They're great games. I played Borderlands, haven't played Sonic, but this is going to be my time to play Sonic, so I'm excited for it. Games with Gold doesn't hit quite so hard. NHL 19 is kind of a big one. You don't see a lot of these sports games come in on free games, right? So that's kind of cool. The next one, you've got Rivals of Aether, or Ether.
I think it's Aether.
I'm not a big... I don't know the game, so I'm not sure about it.
I have no idea.
Then you got Portal, which is cool, right? One of the coolest... Portal's one of the best games Valve ever made. And as far as puzzle games go, people tout it as the best. And then Earth Defense 2017, which is, I mean, another smaller title that not a lot of people know about. And I never played it, so I don't know too much about it. But, other than, I think, NHL and Portal, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah, NHL and Portal take the cake here for games with gold.
So, put those against PlayStation Plus. I think we got a clear winner here.
Sony all day.
But free is free, so go download them all. Try them. Tell us what you think. Let us know which one's the best. Who knows? Earth Defense 2017 might be the best game ever made.
Well, you keep reaching, and I'll keep downloading Sonic Mania.
And quite frankly, we've come to the end of the road. I got one more news story. Jeremy's already got his pants off. He's ready to start rubbing it out to this. But Ghostbusters
Oh.
the game is getting remastered. And as far as I know, Jeremy's picking up day one.
Oh, yeah. I got this on PS3 and I fucking loved it. Fantastic game.
This originally came out in 2009. Got a lot of good clout behind it, and now they're remaking it, and people are going batshit.
Well, not remaking. It's just like a HD re-release.
Or yeah, HD remake. Yeah. Up-resing, all the normal stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff. But it had the entire original cast back when Harold Ramis was still alive.
Yep.
It was written by Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd. It's officially considered Ghostbusters 3. It's just a damn fun game.
Very cool.
I went back and played through it a couple times. It's awesome. I can't wait to play this again.
So that's coming. It's probably not a pickup day one for me, honestly.
I think it'll come out around October. Yeah, it'll come around Halloween, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that'd be perfect time for it to launch, right?
Oh, definitely. If it comes out around Halloween, I'm all over that shit.
Jeremy's not going trick-or-treating. He's sitting right on his couch with his PlayStation.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
You're the only trick I need, baby.
Jeremy's just going to leave the bowl of candy out there and be like, just empty the motherfucker so y'all can stop banging on my door.
Stop ringing my doorbell.
Dude, I fucking eat that candy.
So do we.
Jeremy's got a Halloween candy bowl year-round. It ain't never more than 5 feet away from him.
Dude, I got a big old pile of candy actually right beside me. They had a bunch on sale at work the other day.
The biggest sweet tooth in the world. The king of the sweet teeth, Jeremy.
And the skinniest motherfucker on this podcast. How does that work?
That's weird. I'm telling you, metabolism's a bitch.
Diabetes is also going to be a bitch, I tell you what.
But as far as news goes, that's it. We made it through the list. It went by quicker than we thought, but we had some cool stuff to talk about.
That we did.
Did we miss anything? Any topics, anything else on there?
I don't think so. I think that covers it.
Well, then you know what time it is.
It's time for a
SuperFight!
All right, boys. You're up. Jeremy.
Me and you, Jeremy.
Coming in fucking hot. Off of a mean win streak. Like he did last time.
See if I keep it going. I know Cam, he gets some good draws, man. Not gonna lie.
A few of them, not all the time. Sometimes I get
All right.
paper.
There's 5 characters. Jeremy, as the champ, do you want to pick first or second?
I'll take second this time.
Cam, pick a card, 1 to 5.
4.
You are a Boy Scout.
God almighty.
Jer Bear.
3.
You are an angel.
Oh, I'm Weiss.
All
That's
right,
too OP.
It's not OP because the powers.
The powers, dude. Watch me get the whole character cards reversed.
All right. Cam, you're a Boy Scout who can summon anything from a hardware store.
Okay.
And driving a tank.
Okay.
All right.
And Jeremy, you are an angel, and you are Weiss.
Mm-hmm.
You're made of mirrors.
Mirrors?
Mirrors, yes.
Okay.
Like the thing you see your reflection in.
Okay.
And you're Amish.
Okay.
This is very interesting for Weiss.
I can still definitely work with this.
All right. And the location is inside a volcano.
Okay.
We're gonna say it's habitable.
Yeah. We're not gonna be in lava and shit, but
Yeah, no.
we'll be lava adjacent.
Yes. And the fighters are babies.
Well, babies. Okay.
And we're not baby like GT baby. We're regular babies. It's a good Dragon Ball reference.
Fuck.
All right.
Man, Weiss is so OP, it's not even fair.
But is he when he's made of mirrors?
Well,
see.
And I view this as the character model literally just tiled in mirrors.
Yeah. Since I think I have the advantage, I'll let Cam decide if he wants to go first or second.
I want to go second. I'm going to play defensive.
You want to go second?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Jeremy, you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Well, as Weiss, I'm already pretty overpowered, as we all know. Tank ain't going to do much. Well, your baby won't be able to operate it. Well, let's assume that we're still mentally adults here. We're able to move around. I'm just going to teleport inside that tank and boom, one chop, knock you out just like you did to Beerus and toss your ass in lava. Being mirrors ain't going to matter. You're never going to be able to touch me. Weiss is just way too fast. He can dodge God damn, fucking gods. If by some miracle you were able to even hit me, I could just use my time shift power to rewind 3 minutes and just avoid that shit. Hell, I think Whis even has the power as a baby just to lift the tank up with you inside it and throw it in the lava. And boom, bing, bang, boom. You're done. Time.
All right, Jeremy with a 50-second heater. Cam with the minute in 3, 2, 1, go.
So what I'm going to do is I'm assuming that even though we're babies, we still have, like Jeremy said, the mental acuity to move and do things. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to look at this guy and understand that he's fairly strong. So I'm going to rig the inside of my tank with nothing but nail guns, flamethrowers, propane tanks, torches, hammers, and axes on hanging by a string. So the reason I'm doing this is if somebody comes in my tank, especially made out of a mirror, they're going to break. Now, the cool part about it is I'm also going to make a nail bomb. Well, I'm going to create the things to make a nail bomb. I'm going to put them all over the tank. So when you pick my tank up, if that's the way you want to go, then my nail bombs are going to go off coming and breaking your mirror. When your mirror breaks, you're dead. I mean, I'm going to hit every single mirror on you. You're going to be able to do nothing. So my tank is going to be a giant bomb, a giant trap. So it kind of renders you useless when you touch me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a bunch of bubble wrap pillows around me.
All right. We're kind of evenly paced out right now. Jeremy, I need a good 30-second rebuttal in 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, one thing you forget is Whis, like all angels, has Ultra Instinct, so any attack, he's going to be able to predict it and easily dodge without thinking. I don't have to touch the tank. I'll just magic your little baby ass out of there like you magicked Bulma's baby out of her stomach. And then just, boom, levitate you right in the lava. I don't have to get near you. I got a magic staff, bitch. I can just, boom, levitate and throw.
All right, Jeremy with 20. He likes to end it early.
He does, yeah.
All right, Cam. Your last 30 seconds to take this dub. Let's get it. 3, 2, 1, go.
We all know that the biggest weakness Whis has is sweets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start manufacturing the honey buns that are on the shelves from the hardware stores, Mars bars, Skittles, M&Ms, and I'm throwing them at Whis. And what's going to happen is, Ultra Instinct or not, you're going to be so focused on these sweets, you're not going to know what's happening. Meanwhile, my tank that's a fucking bomb, a nail bomb, is going to be coming at you. I've got flamethrowers coming at you. I'm going to do everything I can to break your mirrors. When your mirrors are broke, you're done.
Time.
Does it? Okay.
All right. Well, we had a little heater come from aisle 3. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Oh, I heard it.
I did.
I heard it.
That was my response to that.
All right. So,
I used everything I could. I didn't have anything else.
the characters are definitely overplayed in the sense that they are babies. So, like, I don't think Whis had a staff as a baby.
I don't know if he ever was a baby. I was just having to kind of go with it.
But I'm picturing him as a little baby.
Same here. Yeah.
Same thing with the Boy Scout. I'm just picturing my nephew at this point. And off of sheer power of what I know Whis can do in a normal day-to-day scenario, I think he wins 19 times out of 10. But in this case, I think Cam played the tank and the hardware store thing to a T. And I think that he would land a hit on glass-made Mira Whis.
Really?
And I think that he would win. Yes.
Really?
Woo!
Even with Ultra Instincts?
Yeah, but he doesn't have Ultra Instinct. He's a baby.
How do you know?
I'm going off the fact that he probably doesn't even know how to fight at this point.
We're going with the mental adult, aren't we? If we're gonna,
it's a mental adult, but I don't think it's baby form adults. I think it's babies. You have the ability to move.
Okay,
and make some decisions.
Then how does Cam have the ability to rig up traps if he's a baby? How does he have the ability to operate a tank if he's a baby?
It's what the cards play. He can drive a tank. He can summon things from a hardware store, just like you're made of mirrors and is Amish.
Yeah, but I'm saying, is a baby gonna know how to use a nail gun?
I just don't think that baby Whis has Ultra Instinct, is what I'm telling you.
Okay. I 100% disagree with this, but what can I say?
We've been there. I just think that he played the cards well.
Okay.
It was the honey buns. That's what did it.
I was gonna say that was the best defense right there, was summoning the food.
The food was a good play.
That was the best defense. Was the honey
Cam
buns.
really dug deep for that one. Cam, Pick your unpowered fighter.
I'm going to take my win. I'm not going to argue it. I'm just saying it was.
Oh, I wouldn't.
My number 3.
Number 3, Marshmallow Man.
Okay.
Stay puffed.
Jeremy.
Stay puffed.
Yeah, stay puffed. Marshmallow Man. I'll take number 2.
You are a turtle.
I'll be a Ninja Turtle.
And I'm Miley Cyrus. And
Okay.
I'll kill you all by singing my shitty music.
Now, Jeremy, I think it's important. Which Ninja Turtle are you?
Since you're Stay Puffed, I think I'm going to be Mikey. I got a plan.
Well, I'm bowing out, so unless I can kill you guys with my shitty music, Miley Cyrus has no chance.
I'm going to say, man, I might want to kill myself after listening to Miley Cyrus.
It's the climb! Rip. I win. Thanks.
All right, Jeremy, what you got, boy?
Oh, all right. Well, as we all know, Stay Puffed attacked New York, and the ninjas ain't going to put up with that shit. That's their home turf. Mikey, he's fucking crazy as shit. You know what he's going to do? He's going to take you. He's going to melt you down. He's going to put you on pizza. He's going to eat you. He's going to see a giant marshmallow man, talk about how fucking awesome that is, and he's going to just bite into you, chomp, chomp. You're going to be super slow. Mikey's going to be way faster. He's going to just come at you like a fucking howitzer and just rip right through that fluffy marshmallow goodness. I don't think you'll even be able to damage him. That's it.
What I'm going to do, since I'm going to be the Stay Puft, obviously the one from Ghostbusters, since I attacked New York, I'm going to create my little marshmallow men, and I'm going to have them run to you and just dive in your fucking throat. I mean, all you're going to do is have fucking marshmallows forcing their way into your mouth, going into your throat. It's going to clog up your esophagus. You're not going to breathe. Even when you go in your shell, I'm already inside you, closing your throat up. And all I'm going to do as the marshmallow man, I'm going to shove my fist down your fucking mouth, and it's going to go in. You're going to try to bite, but it's not going to hurt because I'm a fucking marshmallow. And have you ever had your mouth stuck together by a copious amount of marshmallows? You can't breathe, man. You just can't, and you're going to die from suffocation. That's it.
Well, you do know he can't create little marshmallow man, right?
He can create one.
He's never done that before.
Sure he has.
No, yeah. I've watched all, well, not the 2016 movie, but I've watched the original 2 and the entire series. He's just a big marshmallow.
He did it.
Nah, man, he's just a big marshmallow man. Stomps through New York.
I didn't know that he had any powers either.
He actually doesn't. He just stomps through New York and gets blown up by the Ghostbusters at the end. He's big.
I could have sworn he did that. Hey, regardless, I'm shoving my marshmallow fist down your throat so you can't breathe and will suffocate you.
You can do that, yes.
That's what I'm going to do.
You can try and punch me with your very
and nothing
slow
you'll do will hurt me
fist.
because I'm a marshmallow.
Except eating you, because you're a
Well,
marshmallow.
If, by the sheer sake that he can get his fist down your throat, you will choke to death on a marshmallow. But I don't think that the Ninja Turtles are that fucking stupid to be like, hey man, that marshmallow looks delicious. Let's eat it. So I think that he'll get shredded up. So Jeremy, you do take the unpowered win.
All right.
What a time we found ourselves at.
Yes. We are at the end of a pinnacle episode. 2 years. We've done it, boys. Let's do it for another year. Get to that next milestone. What will that be? 156?
No, what are we at now?
Nope.
104.
Yeah, because this is 104.
156, yep.
156.
156. Yep. Shout out to my fraternity number, 156. All right.
All
All right. So, Select Start Season 3 is coming to a close on Thursday. It's the last of our Super Smash content. Probably take maybe like a month off, and then we'll jump right back in sometime in July. So if you haven't watched all of Season 3, go back. It's all in the playlist on YouTube. We appreciate you for listening to us week in and week out. 2 years strong. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And on that note, play on and stay hella
average.
Bye-bye.
Salam.